We talked about one of the guys who kind of in this new generation helped invent the skill set of drawing fouls. His name is James Harden.
He is the
James
best.
Harden came up. We got a chance to talk to James Harden at the Spades event at All-Star, right? And James came up on that. And we were looking at James like, what's going on, bro? Like, why are you still doing what you doing?
He came on stage.
Yeah, he came on stage. We was like, why are you still doing? How are you still doing what you doing? And he was like, I'm in my bag. Mm-hmm. I'm still in my. He in his metaphor. You see the car he just pulled up in with the sneak.
It's a Maserati.
There was a Maserati. They called the colorway was Metamorphosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
he's in his Metamorphosis bag.
He said he felt better than ever. Mm-hmm. He looked right at Dims like, bro, I feel great.
Yeah, he said, I'm here for a while.
I'm here for a while. And I feel good about basketball.
Yeah.
I think that transition for James is the fact that he's not the number one option no more. You know, you got Kawhi Leonard, who's, their guy. Norman Powell, is kind of like 2A, 2B with him and James. So the fact that James could come into every single night and he could get 20 or 30 if he wants to, but he's also been a facilitator. So that's going to make him have, more longevity as well, that he's not looked at to go get 30. So when we see him hit 50 like the other day, you're like, damn, okay. Like you said, he's still in his bag. So he can turn that on.
Bag.
Yeah, he can turn that on whenever he wants to.
Yeah. James is very tough to guard in one-on-one.
Yes.
Pick and roll. To me, when he was with the Rockets, he was the best pick and roll player in the league with him and Clint.
Well, one of the best we've ever seen in the league ever.
Right. With his passing ability, his ability to be able to read in that second level is next level. Mm-hmm. He can float it, or he can turn that floater into a lob.
Talk about that. The first level is kind of easy to make the read. You come out the first level, you hitting here, you hitting pocket, you going out. That second level, once you get past that first pick and roll, you get a little deeper.
This is where the turnovers are. So his ability to have mastered that makes him so elite. His build, 6'5", 200 pounds, strong.
He's solid.
So when he's in there, he don't turn it over much. His read is floater. His read is getting that big, that dunk. Mm-hmm. So if you go look at how his bigs play, his bigs normally are shooting like 60 to 70% from the field because he's putting them in position to score so easily in that second area.
Zubac is having a very, very efficient year, very good year because he's picking, he's rolling. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With one of the best. James Harden is I went to a game once and I just watched James the entire time. This is since he's been with the Clippers. And James don't get enough credit. James is a basketball genius.
Yes.
That do not get credit for being a basketball genius.
Yes.
The way that he manipulates the game, but it's not just for fouls, the way that he picks the game apart, bro, it's masterful. Yeah. When you just watch James Harden play the game. It's just a beautiful brand of basketball that he's been able to translate into the different now generations of James Harden. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing to do. That's why he will go down as one of the greats, because that's the hardest thing to do is to continue to keep that up as you get 34, 35, 36. He's continuing to slow down a little bit. He's still one-on-one, he's going to tear you up. Yep, still can shoot that thing, still getting his teammates involved. And so, man, he's one of those basketball geniuses that do not get the credit.
And I feel like James Harden did what he did, and you could go look at the footage. He did what he did so somebody like a Luka Doncic can walk. Because if you look at it, very similar, familiar games. Mm-hmm. James Harden took a lot of criticism for getting fouled and how he played the one-on-one ISO. And then we see a Luka Doncic. We're like, oh, man, we've never seen nobody like him.
No,
James Harden did all that stuff
James Harden did that.
right. At a high level. Yeah. And he won, doing it as well. So I got a lot of respect for James. It's one of my young bros.
He added the mid-range to his game.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, because in the Rockets system, they were only threes and layups.
No mid-range.
But that's how you learn how to draw fouls on that continuational drive. And then when you add the mid-range to him now, his game looked totally different. Remember we talked about it?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I wish I could work with James because I want to work with James in the mid-range. Because I want to see that, and now I'm watching that part of his game come alive.
Cold.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, he could post you up. He could do whatever.
Shout out to James Harden, man. It's one player that we feel that don't get enough credit, especially as he's getting older, man. You got to give the older guys that are still doing it at the level they're doing it at. You got to give them credit.